If, like me, you grew up in a chaotic household, you might better get this, you might get this. Me, like many others before me and after me, growing up in a chaotic household had a profound impact on my life, shaping my understanding of responsibility and its consequences. Through my personal experiences, I've come to recognise the detrimental effects of toxic shame and guilt that often plague men who grew up in similar environments. This emotional burden can make them susceptible to entering relationships with narcissistic partners, as they have become accustomed to the pain and dysfunction. The insidious nature of toxic shame and the guilt lies within their ability to distort one's perception of responsibility. As a result, I, like many others, found myself shouldering an excessive amount of blame for situations that were beyond my control. This false sense of responsibility made me an ideal target for narcissistic individuals who thrive on manipulation and control. What intrigued me was how the narcissistic partner could exploit my predisposition to assume responsibility for their actions. By skillfully shifting the blame onto me, they managed to evade accountability for their behaviour. Consequently, I internalized these negative outcomes, convincing myself that I was indeed at fault. This created a vicious cycle of self-blame and perpetuated the toxic dynamic of the relationship. Breaking free from this destructive pattern began with an understanding the distinction between appropriate and inappropriate responsibility. It was essential for me to realize that not everything that went wrong was my fault. By discerning which aspects of the situation were genuinely within my control, I could start to release myself from the burden of the unwarranted guilt. Setting boundaries played a pivotal role in my journey towards liberation from the manipulation. It involved recognizing my own worth, establishing limits on what I was willing to accept in a relationship. By clearly defining my personal boundaries, I safeguarded myself against further exploitation and mistreatment. Educating myself on healthy relationship dynamics and seeking support from trusted individuals was crucial in my steps to recovery. Through therapy, I learned to challenge the deeply ingrained beliefs that perpetuated my toxic shame and guilt. I discovered that I deserved love, respect, and happiness, just like anyone else, just like you. As a man who's navigated the treacherous waters of toxic shame and guilt, I urge others in similar situations to embark on their own path of healing. Recognize that you are not alone, and the pain that you have endured does not define you. By understanding the difference between appropriate and inappropriate responsibility, you can begin to untangle yourself from the web of manipulation. Embark on a new beginning. Remember, not everything that is your fault. Take ownership and responsibility for what's rightfully yours and own it. But do not allow yourself to be burdened by the weight of others' actions. Embrace the power of setting boundaries and surround yourself with supportive individuals who will uplift you and encourage you. Reclaim your agency, your self-worth, and your happiness. You are deserving of a healthy, fulfilling life, free from chains of toxic shame and guilt. You deserve to be happy.